I did it. I finally finished editing. So as you guys know, I have been working for a while compiling this footage that I shot in London. I tried to chronicle what we saw and what we did to kind of give you guys the experience that we had and to, memorialize Merlin Honeymoon. But I hope you guys love it as much as I love putting it together and being there. And without further ado, so I've managed to include some of my outfits because that's what I do. The first day we really just ran around and got familiar with our surroundings. We stayed in Covent Garden, which is absolutely beautiful. It's located in the theater district, and so there was a bunch of great dining in the area. As you can see, the weather was a little dismal when we first got there, but it brightened right up. And of course, one of the first things we did was went and found a pub. I decided to get a little dressier for day 2 because we were going to go to the museums. This is the Natural History Museum, and it's located in South Kensington. It was really expansive and really, really interesting. It had a lot of your typical stuff, like the dinosaur bones. And here there's a lot of fossilized and contained creatures that were... There are a lot of bugs. I can see right here. But then there were some really, really fascinating things. This is almost a cocoon that's located inside the museum itself. It had a lot of modern interactive aspects to it, which was really cool. There were a lot of really pretty and unique aspects to these museums too. And on to the Science Museum. The Science Museum was also really cool. They had a lot of old industrial stuff. I was kind of impressed by how much it was also focused on history. It almost chronicled the different sorts of inventions that we've been using. And of course, there was a great space exhibit. And the upstairs was super modern again and interactive, and it was very cool. Lots of unique ways to learn. Went more casual because our feet were starting to hurt. But today we went to the Victoria and Albert Design Museum. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was going to be more fashion design, and I wasn't entirely disappointed, but it was definitely encompassing a lot of other artistic aspects. There was a lot of architecture and a lot of sculpture. It was more art in general, which was amazing. I even got to make some art myself. And then we went to Hyde Park. It was absolutely beautiful. The weather cleared up and it was just gorgeous. We got to just walk around and experience the scenery. There were little cafes, and then we went to Kensington Palace, which was the last place where Princess Diana lived. Today was going to be a fun day, as you can tell by my outfit, but we really just chilled out. We went to some vintage stores and looked around and just kind of wandered. We wanted to see the city and to just be a part of it. We ended up finding this really adorable gamer store with a whole bunch of nerdy offerings.
They even had an entire, bookstore just for nerds in the bottom, with little Illidan up in the corner. It was perfect. And on our travels, we stumbled across this street show, which was really interesting. The guy was from Canada, and he was hilarious, of course. But because of my more obvious outfit, I got dragged into the show itself. A little bit warmer today because it was getting a little chilly. But we once again went and did some walking and went to a cooking class that we managed to find. We ended up making macaroons, which is one of my favorite desserts, and it was really cool to see the process. It takes a lot of unique kitchenware, I guess, but it was a lot of fun, and I'd always wanted to learn how to make them. It was a unique experience to be able to go and do something that I love so much in another country like this, and something that I've always wanted to learn how to make. And especially with a bunch of cool people from all over the world. There were actually 2 other people from Texas, from Fort Worth actually, and sometimes you just get reminded how small of a world it actually is. I do love how he chose my least favorite colors for the macaroons. But we ventured out again afterwards and went to the Twinning Museum, which was really cool. It was small, but they had that great tea tasting bar, which was just amazing. We did a bit more wandering and came across the Royal Courts of Justice, which, of course, I thought was fascinating. Then we finished off the day with another pub. This one happens to be disputed as the oldest in London. Got a little bit more fashionable this day because I actually had a photo shoot. Afterwards, we went and decided to do a little bit more of the stereotypical sightseeing. Here's the Eye of London, which is just a giant Ferris wheel that takes almost an hour to go all the way around. We obviously took a riverboat cruise to see some of the more noticeable stuff along the Thames River. It was so pretty outside, and it was really cool to see the sort of meld between modern architecture and stuff that's been around for hundreds of years. There's the Shard. And of course, how could we forget Shakespeare's Globe Theatre? And this bridge is one of the most picturesque among the Thames, and it is just so beautiful. We went and saw the Tower of London and St. Paul's Cathedral, but we didn't go in because they were having mass and we didn't want to interrupt. And of course, Buckingham Palace. And it wouldn't be a trip to London without going to see Big Ben. I didn't do an outfit for this day because I was just being lazy. Definitely put on yoga pants. But this is the British Museum, and we were so upset that we didn't have more time to spend here because it was absolutely fascinating. So many different exhibits, and it was absolutely huge. The amount of knowledge that was contained in this one building was just mind-blowing. It had so much to see. And it was so amazing. We did an audio tour to try to take in as much as we could, but it was still not enough. They have so many unique artifacts probably because the British Empire expands so much over the world at given points in time. So they managed to showcase a lot of different cultures, like this Viking silver hoard here. Overall, it was just beautiful. And I love to be able to go and see such fascinating aspects of history, like the Rosetta Stone, the actual Rosetta Stone. It was so cool. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. Check down in the description below for links to other videos related to my London trip. I'm going to have one about some of the treats that we had there, took some home, and you also saw at the cooking school, and the segment that I got pulled into that side street show, and be ready to see me really embarrassed. But it's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day.